So I'll start with what it is like to crack an interview, right? In simple terms, you just need to get an interview and you need to ace that interview, right? I mean, it's simple, but then again, it requires a lot of things in the background, right? First things first, the resume, right? So how many of you over here have a latex resume or have at least heard of latex? You can probably just do a +1 on chat if anyone has ever heard about it. I see no. So I see out of 10 people approximately that have joined, only 2 have heard about it. And that's the thing. So a lot of folks just don't know about latex, and latex is like, I'll tell you what it is. So like HTML is a markup language, right? So similarly, latex is some sort of language. It's a document preparation system that people use to create, structured content. It's primarily used in research papers. So if you guys ever write a research paper, you'll likely use a latex template. And what I'm advocating is, like, when you are making a resume, right, a lot of people just use Word. It's not formatted well, it doesn't look that great, or they use Photoshop, and then when you put it on a engine, the keywords won't come up because those are images. So look it up. This is just me giving out some reference that, hey, there's something called as latex resumes. I've also given a template down there, right? And there are more templates. You can choose one that you think is good, but it makes a difference, right? The first things that go out is your resume, and it makes a difference when you have it structured, when you are following the right format. So for folks that don't know, please make a note. You can use this, right? So anyone has any questions on the resume? Cool. So that's fine. I'll move on to the next one. So how do you identify opportunities, right? And like when I was in college, how do I get that opportunity? How do I get those companies? Because not all of these companies will come to your college, right? And you need to figure out a way to advocate for yourself. And and these are like very generic. Some of you might just think it's obvious, but I'll dive deep more on what each of those mean, right? So when I got a Google call, it was from a referral from a friend who worked in Google. So referrals are at the top of the list, right? So if you have friends, if you have colleagues, if you have alumni, be shameless, reach out to them, because you have prepared that hard, right? So for you to be able to get that opportunity, you need to ask for referrals from anyone you know, right? So coming to the second point, for me personally, what I found is LinkedIn is a great resource. I keep connecting with recruiters, hiring managers, startup founders online, and what I notice is, I mean, it's turned the other way around now. Instead of me searching for opportunities, these guys are reaching out to me, and I think that has happened over a period of time. And one of the reasons why that has happened is because these people are always looking for, hiring managers are always looking for new folks to join their team. So Amazon, Microsoft, Google, they're always hiring. So you need to be connected to the right folks, and you need to search them up online, make them friends on LinkedIn, and reach out. Some of them will respond, some of them will not. It's okay. I mean, anyways, it's nothing. So for you guys to reach out, that makes sense, right? And the third one is cold emails and calling. This one has like the least impact, but it also works. So when I was looking out for jobs, what I did is I created an Excel sheet, and I had all these like 100 startups in India that I think I want to apply to. And then I started searching for who all work at those startups. And, so I find the recruiters, I found the founders, and I find their email addresses if it's mentioned online, and I just reach out to them. And if I reach out to, let's say, 20 folks, maybe 2 responded. Not too bad, right? So my point being is that people think that they don't have opportunities, and what I'm trying to show over here is that you can create your opportunities, right? Just a snapshot of my LinkedIn connection down. I mean, I have some 2,000 connections on LinkedIn. I mean, I don't even know most folks, but like they seem to be hiring or they seem to be into this industry. And it's just good to reach out and make those connections. You will get those kind of ideas and feed when you have that network. Anyone has any questions till now? None, right? So cool. Right, and I want to skip through this part soon enough. I don't want to cover too much time, but there are some good resources I want to share because I have found these personally to be very helpful. And some of you may know about it, some of you may not. You can you can get this after the session and maybe see what makes sense for you. So if you're into problem solving, go into LeetCode interview bit, solve problems. And just to give you like a number, like the folks I know who have cracked Amazon, Microsoft, Google, whatever those companies are, right? Like the important thing to see is what they have done to achieve that, right? And if you see them, you'll see like they would have solved 200, 400 problems on all these platforms. And when you have solved that many number of problems, you kind of develop a mental model. Oh, this kind of question maps to this kind of question and you can solve it. I mean, these are very high level things. I'll just skip through them. If you're into mock interviews, highly recommended. I'll go into mocks more just to show you my experience, my growth on how mock interviews help. And then if you want to know more about system design or theory, there are these good platforms. If you want to see interview experiences for other, the companies that you're going to interview for, you can go for Geeks for Geeks, Career Cup. And finally, like we are on ASAP Jobs. I think Sanchit from ASAP Jobs is doing like a great job. So if you want something personalized, or if you want to, if you want more guided experience, reach out to him. So these are some of the resources that I've shared, right? And what I want to do now is, like, before I just jump into system design, I want to show you my growth by doing mocks. And the reason I want to show that is because a lot of people just think that, solving an isolation is going to solve their problem, but really not, because your interviews, whether they're phone, whether they're on whiteboard, whether they're in person, requires you to, have that real feel, right? So what I'm doing here right now that you see on the screen is that so I gave my first ever mock interview on October 9th, and like I'm being very transparent here, like how bad I was and like how that transitioned to something good, right? So if you see things you should work on, the guy says, need to think more comprehensively while considering all the conditions before coding. I mean, that's good feedback. A lot of folks don't get this feedback. They think, they keep asking, where am I going wrong? And once you go do mocks, basically these are just free platforms that are willing to help you. The guy on the other side is in the same boat as you. And I mean, you're going to get really good feedback, right? So October 9th, I get this feedback saying, hey, you need to think more conditions and everything. And then I just do one more because I'm not sure if that's like just one-off bad interview. And then this is another interview that I do on October 10th, right? Just to see how I'm doing. And then the feedback I got is, you need to work on your algorithm and speak out the thought process loud. And that was like a realization for me because like when I used to solve problems, I think I was decent at them. Like if you see, right, they're talking about has good knowledge on data structures, C++ and all that stuff. But I never really thought out loud. So, I mean, in my mind, I can solve that problem, but probably the interview doesn't feel that way, right? And so I took that feedback, and then every time I practiced, I was like, every question that I solve, I'm going to think out loud and assume it's an interview question, right? So then I took a break, and then October 15th, right, I took another interview, and this was kind of amazing because, like, I mean, I had already been practicing a lot of questions, but like in a week's span, I mean, I didn't get anything to improve on, and like the guy on the other side was like, all good. You are thinking out loud, and you are thinking about the cases. Everything is good. And just to make sure this is not one odd thing, I did another round on October 16th. And then the feedback I get is, your communication skills are good. You can think and talk simultaneously, like, which is great. But then, he says, while coding, you're probably a little tensed. And I think he's probably right. I mean, maybe I'm tensed even now. But then again, right, these are good feedbacks for individuals to learn. Because, I mean, all of us are always looking for feedback on how we can improve and go to the next level. And what I want to really emphasize on is like the mock feedbacks matter a lot. So think about it. This is just some good, I mean, in my personal opinion, something that has helped me a lot. This is after a week again on October 24th. Overall decent, but again, some opinion, right? But you get the idea. So I'm going to jump now to the main thing. But like, if there is one takeaway from this session, I really want you guys to know that no one just knows everything. It's like a process. You need to know the right processes. How do you find those right opportunities? How do you prepare for those right opportunities? And then, it just works out in the end, like somewhere. Great. Any questions up until now before we start with system design?
Sanchit, Ravi here. One question.
Yes, please.
For the mock interviews, what is the platform you used? And
yeah, so it's pramp.com, and nowadays there are more. I used Pramp.
Okay.
Let me go back here, and I've shared everything that I've covered in this presentation. I've shared all of them here, right? And for mocks, I used Pramp. Like these days, there are more. I think even ASAP Jobs has something like that, and even InterviewBit has something like that. My personal recommendation is Pramp was great, but you can also explore and see, where the participation is good.
Okay.